Hey guys, Mike from Undiscovered Classics here. Thanks for sticking around for the first three parts of our coverage of Amelia Island 2024. Figured once we covered our own class and making our way onto the field, we would give you an idea of what the rest of the show looked like. We did our usual thing, dawn patrol, got on the field when it was pitch black around 5:30 in the morning, and it's really something else to be on the field as the show is filling up and the cars are coming in, and you kind of have a chance to look at everything before the crowds really show up. Thanks for making your way through the first three parts. Sorry about some of the audio there. I'm going to do my best to make sure that I can avoid those issues in the future. But we're going to take you through the whole show field. Hopefully, my commentary isn't too annoying. Feel free just to mute it if you don't like it. Hopefully, the cars are pretty enough that you can suffer through my commentary. Thanks a lot for following along. Now that we've gone through every car in our class with individual interviews, let's go for a little walk along the backside of our class, give you guys an idea of all of the beautiful backsides of these cars as we work our way down from one end to the other. There's the Timbs Streamliner. Here is the LeMans Coupe at the end before we start going into a different class of cars. Here's the class of cars that's next to us. This is a beautiful Chrysler Ghia. Absolutely stunning restoration job on this. And this is in the Sport Customs class, also known as Boulevard Cruisers. Here we have a Continental, I think a 56. Got a Packard. How could we not have a Packard? Here we have another Ghia bodied car. Then another Chrysler, I think that's a 300. Here, of course, a 57, 58 Eldorado Brougham with a brushed stainless steel roof. And wow, Mercury Turnpike Cruiser concept car. This thing is absolutely wild. I mean, get a load of it. The color, the double bumperettes on the front. What is that? An upholstered pad on the underside of the hood? Yeah, it looks like it. And I don't even know. Those aren't really gull wing doors. What do you even call those? Wow, what a great car. Another Packard. Another Packard. A Buick next to that Packard. And oh, I didn't see this come in. That's pretty neat. A Kaiser Darren. Wonder if this is one of the Cadillac powered ones. I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure this is the one that's Willys powered. A car with pocket doors. Is one of the pocket doors open? Let's go around to the other side, take a look. Are we lucky? Yes, we are. There we go. Look at that. A door that slides into the front fender. Haven't seen it since the Kaiser Darren. The only one ever made like that. So cool. Great interior, yellow on yellow on yellow. What's not to love? It's a Canary Kaiser Darren. Wow. So cool to see one of these in person. I think this is the first time I'm actually seeing one in person, come to think of it. It's got a very distinctive front end, a very tiny grill up front. Look at that. Chrysler Woody convertible. Looks like a two-door Town and Country. Really great color combination here. Didn't know they had a Woody convertible. That's pretty neat. The wine-colored convertible top. It's a great combination. Now we got some modern cars over here. Those are nice, but we're going to focus on the old stuff. So let's go look at the horseless carriage class. These cars are wild to me. I don't know much about them. Look at the white tires on that one. That is not something you see every day. Really neat looking. This is an electric car. It is a Detroit electric. Oh, that is really something else to see. That actually came in under its own power, so that was pretty unique. I love this guy in his period appropriate dress. We're still waiting for the rest of this class to fill in, and we're going to the Duesenbergs. I'm going to be honest, I don't know much about Duesenbergs other than they are absolutely beautiful and incredibly elegant, so there's not much I can really tell you about them other than just passing by and giving you a look. And these are serious automobiles. I mean, look at this one on the end here. Wow. Love the color combination, motor, absolutely stunning car. Now we're moving to the next class, American Classics, 1931 to 32. This looks like a Packard to me. Oh, it's a town car. Imagine getting driven around in this. I don't know if I'd rather drive it or be driven in it. Either way, you know it's going to be a comfortable ride. It's a Packard after all. I cannot explain to you how long these cars are. They are just, even the two doors here and the convertibles are just so incredibly long. Now, here's something cool, a Marmon. Now, what makes this really interesting to me is not only how unique and rare they are, but the Monroe building was originally built as a dealership that sold Marmons and Velis, and here we have a Marmon. Just trying to picture this inside the showroom. If you guys have watched that previous video on the channel all about the Monroe building, built in 1920, which was Ford's first prototype full-service dealership based in Buffalo after they bought it in 32. Prior to Ford buying the building in 32, this is something that could have been in the showroom. They picked it up in 32. This is a 31 or a 32, so maybe not quite, but possibly. What do you even say to this one? I love the chrome hood with the red body, red interior. This is a special car. Look at that hood ornament. Working our way down the rest of the class. We saw some of these pull in between Dawn. Oh, and we have a Darren Packard. I know Tom is going to absolutely love seeing this in person. This is probably going to be one he's envious of. So Tom Yachts, if you're watching, this one is for you. Let me give you the whole walk around here because I know you're going to want to see this. Ooh, look at that interior. Beautiful red. Love that pale blue, silver blue exterior. Looks like a great color combination. Another person in somewhat period dress there going well with the car, matching colors too. Gotta love it. A lot more people seem to dress up at Pebble than they do at Amelia, but you definitely get some people that are trying to match their cars. And here you go. There's our class at the other end of it. There's the Devin, of course. You guys have seen a lot of that so far. There's Robin hanging out in the background, taking pride in his finished accomplishment there. Come on, Robin, give us a wave. There we are. Thanks, Robin. Good for being a good sport there. Next to it is the 1948 Jewell Sport Custom, which is owned by Richard and Gina Brown. And then here we have the Traveler, which is owned by Eddie Zimmerman. That's a really cool one-off. And man, one of my favorites. You're never going to see me shy away from looking at a Glasspar G2. And this one is really special. If you guys have watched the previous parts of the video that I have hopefully put up by now, this one is a super special Glasspar because it is on #1 of the Shorty Post chassis. And I'm really happy to report that the Glasspar that I actually bought out of Arkansas, turns out it has a Shorty Post chassis too, which we didn't know at the time. But Tom Chandler's done an excellent job on this. And so has Joel Driskill with his 1952 Irwin Lancer. I mean, Joel has just done such a fantastic job. This is the first time one of these has been seen in the public, completed and restored and operational in 70 years. And this was, as we've probably mentioned already, one of the cars that was at the big bang of fiberglass at the Petersen Motorama, along with a Glasspar G2. So it's perfect that these two are sat next to each other. And there's Joel. There's the Debonnaire. You guys will definitely remember this. This was at Pebble Beach. I'm taking care of it this year at Amelia as well. Since Pebble Beach, it's had some improvements. The grills have gone in the front. We went with two-tone. This is Don August's Victress S4. This is more of a resto mod than a restoration, but I really dig what he's done here. You know, leaning the headlights back, adding some Mercedes-inspired pieces. Here we have the Hewson Rocket. This is owned by the Lane Museum. Sorry for the audio on this one. I know this was one of the worst audio segments we had for the individual owner reviews. So I apologize. I had some mic issues, but here it is again. Hopefully my commentary is better than the bad audio that I got on this. This is another great one. This is the Hansen Cobra. This is owned by the Petersen Museum. And Leslie Kendall was nice enough to give us an interview with this car. And again, apologies. I know this one was not the best audio either. I was having some issue with my microphones in the field. Very frustrating. Just as mad as you guys probably are listening to the crappy audio at home. Here's the Timbs Streamliner again. Just, it's insane how curvy this thing is. And of course, the 1958 LeMans Coupe. And there's Dennis Kazmerowski talking with Don August, who's the owner of the Victress S4, a couple cars down in our class. Dennis is always talking about his baby, and he should be proud. I mean, he just did fantastic work on this. And I mean, what a lineup. You know, the Ferrari classes, the Duesenberg classes, they're all beautiful. They're all from one manufacturer. And here you've just got such variety across a multitude of different marks, some one-offs, some one of a few, some one of a couple dozen. It looks like Gary is in the middle of talking to the judges. So our judging for the class is just about wrapping up. They started with the Devin. They're working their way down the field here. So they're probably going to be coming to Dennis soon. We'll give Gary some breathing room while he talks to the judges. And let's just work our way back down the class. Give you guys an idea We'll just scan all the way along the length of it. And like I said, I mean, the other classes here are great. The cars here are always fantastic. I think it's no secret by now which of the cars I prefer because this is our class at Undiscovered Classics. Jeff was instrumental in curating it, but let's take a look at some barn finds too. So the barn finds are next to us. Funny enough, next to what is basically our barn find, Devin, more of a survivor car. Here we've got a Shelby GT350. What do we have here? I don't know, actually. This is a Ford Woody wagon with a 428, a 429. Oh, there's that Mercedes. Let's see. I get it right? 428. I don't remember which one I said first, but I definitely said one of those is the numbers. This was actually here, I think, in 22 or 23. I remember seeing this. It's good to see it again. This is exactly, not that I have the money for it, but if I ever did, this is exactly the 300 SL that I would want. Something you could just feel good about driving around without much worry, having been a perfect car. It just takes a lot of concern out of it. A barn find Corvette. I like that color combination here. Let's see. It looks like Tom Cotter is probably over there. This is the class that Tom has curated, so he's probably entertaining some folks. Really cool Porsche here. I recognize this one from Instagram, but I can't remember who owns it. I probably remember after the fact. And this is actually Tom Cotter's car, a Cunningham. And oh, what do we have? Of course, yes, it's got a Hemi. Got to advertise that. Cunninghams are such a great breed of race car. There's not many of them around. I've seen Tom have this in videos and photos of him racing around and whipping it around race courses. It's really something to see this thing going. And I believe the Cunningham, if I remember correctly, I think Merrill Powell from Victress had said that they were drawing some type of inspiration from it. Maybe I'm getting that wrong. So moving right along to some classes down the field from us, we have a Bugatti Type 57 class. So this is just another class of pure elegance, beautiful cars, beautiful designs. Probably another class that I'm guessing Tom is going to drool over when he's watching this. And there's the water trap behind us. Hopefully none of these roll back in there because it has happened here before. So hopefully everybody has their wheels chalked. We wouldn't want to see any of these go into the water. This is kind of cool. I love that green and black color combination. All black. You can never go wrong with all black. Wow. What a beaut. Even black on the wire wheels there. Let's see, making our way down the line. Very bright red and black version. I think there was a yellow and black one that was sat at the Ritz last year or the year before that was in survivor status. Moving on to, I guess, supercars, hypercars. I actually don't know what defines a supercar versus a hypercar, but these are really cool. Again, I'm more interested in the older ones, but we'll give you guys an overview of what we got going on here. This one's really neat. Alpine? I think it's an Alpine. Hopefully, hopefully I'm not getting too many of these wrong. If I am, feel free to jump on me in the comments and let me know. Ooh, a Viper, ACR Viper too. Okay, I'm sold. Bugatti. Man, that one is slick. Working our way down. We have a Porsche at the end. Wow. And Ferraris, of course. There's always Ferraris. So, you know, doing the best to show you these as close as we can get. Thankfully, you know, this is just about 8:30 here, I think, without looking at my clock. But the gates open for early admission at 9, and then it opens for general ticket holders at 10. So I try to get around the field before the place starts filling up. And let's see what we have. Ooh, I think I see something over there. That beautiful Cadillac. I didn't know that was going to be here. So let's make our way around there. We've got some vendors to the left of us. Again, I don't think it was this water body that cars have gone into over the years, but it could be. In any case, I'm not not trying to jinx anybody. Hopefully they have parking brakes on and wheel chocks. It looks like we've got this one chalked. This is a, oh, it's an international. Wow. That is great. International Scout. That's a hell of a build. Let's take a closer look at this one. I'll give you an idea. There's so much more show field. We're probably about a third of the way through. There's some vendors. They're always set up over here annually. Got some smoke rising from the food vendors. Carrying on over here. This is a neat truck. It's kind of it's like a Resto Mod Patina build. Ford, I think. Let's see. Yep, it's a Ford. Okay, great. I do know some stuff. Man, this is really well done too. I know I'm sure a lot of people are kind of thinking the patina look is played out, but I'm still not tired of it. I don't know if you guys are, but those are some interesting headlights. Love the grill treatment. That's cool. Some bicycle choppers. Another resto mod. It's kind of got this matte finish paint job. It's the Impaler. Oh, I love that. That's funny. Great take on Impala. Some big wheels on this thing. Holy cow. I can't even imagine what it's like to drive this thing. It just must be a lot of car to control. Another resto mod. Another Corvette. Actually, not another Corvette. I think it was the first Corvette we've seen so far. I think. No, there was the Corvette in the barn find class. Gosh, I'm just, if it sounds like I'm going haywire here, I am. There's just so much to see. It kind of melts your brain going along the way, but try to hold it together. Studebaker? Yeah, Studebaker pickup truck. This is really, wow, this is what I wanted to see. This is the Thundertaker, if I remember correctly. I saw an article about this build earlier in the year. I didn't know it was going to be here. I didn't actually think I'd ever have a chance to see it, but this thing is extreme. Holy cow. I can't remember if it started as a hearse or an ambulance. I'm guessing a hearse, given the Thundertaker name. Little play on words, but this thing is so long. Take a look inside here. Plastic seat covers. That's a nice touch. I mean, you could practically live in this thing. And wow, okay, I don't know that I knew that it had this pullback canvas moonroof here. That's pretty wild. Man, I think they said they had something like, geez, I don't even know how many hours in this thing. Like 10,000, 40,000, some insane amount of time. And it really looks it. I mean, they did a fantastic job on this thing. There is one aspect of this that you could criticize. It is absolutely gorgeous, so well done. Perfect family car. I mean, how could it not be? You could justify having like 4 or 6 kids. Just put them in the back. Definitely leave the plastic seat covers on, especially if you're going out for ice cream or whatever. But oh man, look at this! All the elegance of a Cadillac, all of the function of a massive family vehicle. That is so cool. And I think they actually, yeah, it looks like they modified the fins too. I think these are a little bit taller, maybe even a little bit sharper. I think they look taller to me anyway. Man, what a build. This thing is just absolutely wild. All right, before I keep drooling on that thing, let's make our moves. We got some motorcycles. Got this really cool hot rod, Jet Hot. All right, let's take a look at this thing. I love those yellow letter Goodyear wheels. Wow, this looks like to be a pretty radical build. Let's see if we can't make our way around here a little bit. Ford based, all right, that makes sense. This is really neat. It's definitely an interesting take on a classic hot rod. Looks very bomber inspired, as a lot of them were in era. This is pretty confident in saying this is a modern take on a hot rod, I think. Let me know if I'm wrong. All right, make our way over here. What is this guy doing? Salt? Morton salt? I guess it's slippery. For those back in Buffalo, that is not rock salt. It's Florida, so it's definitely not snow, but I guess maybe he's putting it down for some grip here. We'll get past him a little bit, let him do his job. And it looks like, all right, we're coming over the bridge here, coming into some NASCAR type cars. I don't really know much about stock cars. There's only so much I can know. I'm probably not the best narrator for you guys, for which I apologize, but I am here to basically represent our class of cars. So There you go. Give you an idea of what we just came from. Head over to the stock cars. I mean, these are cool. I just don't really know much about this type of racing. You got a pickup truck. I didn't know they had pickup truck stock cars. Stock cars? Is stock cars the right term? Let me know in the comments. I'm probably getting it wrong. Oh, this one's wild. Is this Cadillac? It is. Then we have, oh, this is cool. Good wrench Corvette. I feel like I've seen this before. Definitely not in person, but I do recognize it. Okay, maybe we'll move on to something that I hopefully can recognize. I guess I don't have to recognize this stuff. If you guys recognize it, that's all that really matters. As long as you're enjoying the walk around here. Coming out of the field last night, this was starting to turn into a mud pit, so I'm not surprised to see that they laid out a bunch of plywood. Very smart move there. Let's see here. Now, what class are we coming up to? Oh, that's interesting. 100th anniversary of Bugatti Grand Prix cars. Okay, more Bugattis. Oh man, this one's neat. The bare metal one. Nowhere to hide on a bare metal car as far as your body work goes, so you really got to get it dialed in. Another bare metal one. Oh, all right, let's take another look at this one. Very cool. Again, I'm sorry, I don't know much about Bugattis. I'll let you guys take a look at this. I won't be offended if you mute this and just enjoy the cars. Maybe put some background music on. I get it. I understand. I'm not upset. Let's see. Moving on down the line here, we've got more Ferraris. I love a Ferrari in black. We have the Ferrari 250 Grand Touring class. I mean, black on red. Can't argue with that. Another beautiful bluish silver, maybe just straight silver. I don't know. My eyes are a little bit different. I like that burgundy one too. It's nice to see a class of Ferraris where they're not all red. This is kind of like a light burnt orange, copper. There's that burgundy one again, silver and black. Oh, this is nice. All right, now we're going to go into the next Ferrari class, which is Ferrari 250 competition class. And of course, red Ferrari. Now we're getting into more red Ferraris. This is more what I expected to see if we're going into a Ferrari class. So a lot of people up front. Let's go around the back here. I think we'll have an easier time navigating. You're going to see the backs of the cars as opposed to a wall of the backs of people. And the sounds and the smells here. Oh, this is funny. This guy is using the hood, I guess, to try to deflect away from the exhaust. All right. Hey, I had one of these. I just sold it. Well, not quite this at all, actually. This is much nicer and more interesting. 71 Dodge Charger RT. It's got a Hemi, of course. Got a Mustang Coupe race car. What do we have hiding over here? Let's see. Whoops. It's got a Ford Falcon, another Corvette. Oh, is that a Kellison? It is a Kellison. Oh, this is pretty neat. Seeing a fiberglass sports car outside of one of our classes. Now, this is what we would generally qualify as like a Gen 2 fiberglass sports car because this started in the late 50s, early 60s by Jim Kellison. Looks like they've added some fender flares here, some air scoops on the roof, little articulation there on the side of the fenders, but pretty cool. It's nice to see that people kind of take their own inspiration on these cars and make them their own with some of these modifications. It's a beautiful car to start, but I do like when people decide to add their own to it. Really neat. Did not expect to see a Kellison. I think our friend Guy Durkin had a Kellison at one point. I think it was actually this same model too, with these angular headlights. We got a Ford GT40, of course. Wow, this is neat. Chenworth? Did I get that right? A Chenworth? I don't know. I'm sorry. Like I said, I don't know all of these. I'm trying, but there's only so much space in my brain to know all the variety of different cars. We've got another Corvette. I know Corvette. Okay, I got that one. Cobra. Yep, we've all seen Cobras. I like Cobras. Who doesn't like Cobras? We've all seen Cobras. Mustang. And I think a Maserati. Go around to the front and see if I've actually got this right. Please let me get one right. Maserati? Maserati. Okay, great. Whew. I'm not a complete lost cause, I guess. All right, so as we're getting closer, we must be after 9 o'clock here. We've got the early entries people coming in, and this is actually where they start to come in and wrap around. So it's getting pretty crowded here. So let's see, can we make our way through and try to make do with what we've got? Let me bounce around a little bit. This might not be as linear as I had hoped, but I'm trying to give you guys the best view. So we've got an Arnold MG, another Corvette, lovely color combination. We have a Nash Healy. We have two Nash Healys. We've got an Audi and an Innie. Inside headlights, outside headlights. Man, every time I see the Nash Healys with the two different options for the outer headlights and inner headlights, I can't decide which one I like more. I think every time I think I like the Innie ones better, but then I see an Audi and I'm just like, I can't pick. And yes, for the eagle-eyed, that Nash grill, it's the same one in the Glasspar videos that we're currently restoring for Jack Farr. So same design. All right, let's try to skip around these folks, actually be able to show you something. Can we sneak in here? Not quite, maybe. Okay, it's a little bit crowded. We have to back off a little bit. And let's try what we did at the Ferrari class. Let's see if we can't get around the backside here and give you a better view. A little less crowded once we come to the back of the cars. And this beautiful Porsche in a dark burgundy. Back to the Nash Healys. I didn't really realize that the rear end treatments were all that different too. Okay. Through the Corvette, back through the Arnold MG. And I think we're probably, let's see, I'm going to be able to make it through here. It's starting to really fill in. Oh, this is cool. I think this has been here before as well. Seata, I think. Jaguar. All right, I'm running. I'm trying to beat these crowds, guys. Another Porsche, another Corvette. I feel like seeing a lot of first and second gen Corvettes and Porsches this year compared to last year, as they were a little bit more sparse. What is this? What do we have here? Oh, Lancia. Okay, cool. I like how Spartan this interior is. It has everything you need without being overly pretentious. And, red interior. Oh, little fins on the back. A nice touch. I don't know much about Lancia. I know that I like most of them when I see them. Another Porsche. There are so many Porsches here. Oh, another Cunningham. Okay. Two Cunninghams on the field. This one, wow. This must be the owner here. All right, it's a little less crowded here, so let's get a better view of this Cunningham the way around here. Man, this is really neat. Out of Connecticut, all right. Let's get a view down the other side here. Pop back in. I like that little fan to keep you cool while you're racing. Single windshield wiper, leather straps. Man, what a car. Modern Corvette, we're going to skip right over that. Japanese cars, okay. They're here. That's cool, I guess. Didn't expect to see a class of Japanese cars. Figured they were a little bit too modern, but oh, there's a Supra. Okay, Skylines. All right, looks like an RX-7. We're gonna skip the Japanese car class. I think. Let's take you through the Porsches. I'm sure there's somebody that's upset I'm skipping the Japanese cars. I might come back to them. I don't know. Let's see. But for the time being, I'm gonna go through the Porsches. You guys prefer saying Porsche or Porsche? Let me know down in the comments. I'm curious. It's kind of like the Renault versus Renault that we keep going back and forth on. I prefer Renault. Jeff tends to use Renault. I don't know. I think Renault is actually correct, but I think Renault is used so frequently. Anyway, here's more Porsches in this class. I think I prefer Porsche. Can you tell? The Porsche rally cars. All right, that makes a lot of sense. Two guys suited up, matching their car. We've got the rough Porsches over here. These are neat. Is it rough? Roof? I think it's roof. I don't know. I'm sure somebody's going to say that I got it wrong. This is very, very lime green. I like that saddle and suede interior. That's a nice color combination. Big whale tail on the back. Can't go wrong with that. It's getting more crowded along the front here, guys. So we're going to try and see if we can't sneak along the backside like we have been successfully in some of these other classes as we get towards the front entry gates here. So more Porsches. Man, this one's serious. Take a second to take a look at this. That is slick. I wish I could tell you more about these cars, but kind of similar to the Bugattis and the Ferraris, the Porsches are so out of my price range that I will never be able to get to that I just don't know much about them. Oh, Target Top. Well, that's pretty neat. All right, fine. I heard your cries down in the comments. You want me to go back to the Japanese car class. I'll go back to the Japanese car class. Okay, I'm not skipping it. We'll see it for you guys. Let's take a look here. This looks like Myron's car. Oh, it is. Oh, okay. Looks like his wife is showing it. That's neat. I wonder if Myron's around. I bet he is, unless he's out of town. I think I've seen this on his Instagram. So Junkman 356, I think, is his handle. This looks like a Skyline. Okay, and this is a. What's the difference between a Honda and an Acura NSX? I don't know. Skyline, the right color. I mean, I think this is the same color from the Fast and the Furious Skyline that everybody likes. And that's right-hand drive. Okay. Let's see. All right, navigate it around some people here, give you a better view. I want to take a look at this myself. Yeah, right-hand drive. All right, cool. SUV, is it a Mitsubishi Evolution? I don't know anything about these. RX-7, all right. I mean, I know these are really iconic. They've made up a pretty cool class here, I guess. Another Skyline, also right-hand drive. Supra! Everybody loves a Supra. I can't believe how expensive these things are. Mitsubishi Evo, right? I think the first generation. There's the Supra again. It's such a happy car. Now, what do we have here? I don't know what this is. I know I like it. Oh, it's a Nissan. Okay. And another Skyline. What is that, like 6 Skylines? 5 Skylines? No, sorry, not a Skyline. Doi, Subaru. That was a Subaru. Okay, back around for. Yep, we're not gonna. Let's see. Can we sneak in here? Here's the front of those Ferraris. I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna give you a show here. No, okay. This is the best we're gonna do. There's always a crowd around Ferraris. Clearly, I didn't get over here early enough, but I did my best. I was trying to prepare the car, so giving you guys the best overview of the show that I can, while also simultaneously trying to actually get the cars prepared, presented, judged. It's a lot to manage in a very short window of time. So this is an interesting rear end. It kind of reminds me of the Victress S4 with those Willys taillights, although I'm sure somebody is really upset that I've just compared this to that, but this is pretty sharp. I like how those come to a greater point, but they do remind me of the Willys taillights on the Victress S4. Let's see, there's that black Ferrari with that great red interior. All right, let's sneak back over here. I think we've seen most of it now. There's still going to be some stuff that we're heading towards that's on the other side of that Bugatti class. So we're going to head back to where we were starting to make a mud pit where all the cars were driving through yesterday in the rain. Looks like we have a cool Ford Mustang display over there. So I think I've mostly been ignoring new cars, but since we just came from the Japanese car class, which I guess even though they're from the 90s for the most part, they're still new cars to me. So let's take a look at some even newer cars. These look really neat. What do we have over here? Huh. Well, all right. If this is the direction that they're going to go with for the design of the new generation of Mustangs, I'm not mad about it. This is obviously one that's on steroids, but is this? Huh. I wonder if that's more like the production version. That's a good looking car, wide body. That is really slick. I'm into it. Okay, what do we have? More new stuff. What is this? Bentley, an Audi. Ooh, an Audi Quattro. Those are cool. I love those wheels. This is really neat. What else? Now we're in Cars of Pikes Peak. Okay, cool. Yep. Again, I'm not going to be very useful for you guys here, but oh, this is neat. The Broadmoor Special. Ooh, I'll take a look at this. All right. I'm going to guess since this is sat in the middle of what is a more or less modern class of cars for Pikes Peak, that this probably went on Pikes Peak at one point, but I don't know much about it. Sorry. All right, we're just going to spin back. I think that pretty much covers the classes. Are we? Nope. Okay, I missed a row. All right, let's get down this row here. Got some new stuff. So the Karmas. Oh, that's right. We were just talking about this here when we were setting up. We were trying to figure out if Fisker Karma has been re-envisioned as Karma, and they dropped the Fisker. I think that's what we figured out. But this is looking really cool. This is reminding me of the new DeLorean DMC-12, which I think is a concept. I don't know if they've even put one of those into production yet, but that's pretty neat. Let's get a better look here at these two options here. The Kavea, I don't know, probably butchered that. Whatever, I'm moving on. Oh, looks like we've got a Fisker Karma hiding out over there to the left. And we've got another class of cars we're coming up on. Let's see, what do we have here? This big red one. Okay, I think it's a Rolls. Yep. All right, we are in what looks to be a Rolls-Royce class. Again, I don't really know. I'm not very well educated about Rolls-Royce. I just know that they are pretty. I like looking at them. They make a good noise. Got another guy that's dressed period appropriate for his car. Love to see that. Like I said, I think at Amelia, more of the guys dress up for their car than the women do compared to Pebble. I have to go back and look at my footage of Pebble to confirm that, but that's my non-empirical take. Let's make our way through the rest of this class. As you can see, it's a lot less populated over here as people are still making their way to this end of the field. More Rolls Royces. Wow. Well, all right. I'll have that one. I know I keep talking about it, but the scale of these, what is this thing? It's a Zoda. I'm not even going to try. I'm sure I already butchered it, but I like that huge spotlight. Running boards you could raise a family on. Look at how wide those are. They've got a cool compartment underneath. Oh, this Delahaye. This was, that's right. This was at Pebble as well. This was in the transport lot, I think one or two cars over from us. I recognize this one. Yay, I finally got one. What is this one? Oh, look at the hood ornament. I've got to get a closer look at this. Oh, it's a Minerva. Okay, very cool. I've read about these, but I've not actually seen one in person yet. But wow. I mean, I wouldn't even know what to do with one of these cars. I'm so far removed from this era. As always, we all had a wonderful time at the Amelia Island Concours this year in 2024. To give you an update on who took the awards in our class, the 1948 Timbs Streamliner took first place in our class. The 1958 LeMans Coupe took a class award as well as a corporate award, which was pretty special. One car, two awards. Tom Chandler's 1952 Glasspar G2 took a class award, and believe it or not, our little Devin that could took a class award. This car officially has an Amelia Island Concours award, which we were actually pretty surprised about because given its survivor state, we kind of figured it was going to be out of the running for judging given the high level of finish for the other cars in our class. But it seems like the judges really appreciated the fact that this little car is so original to how it was built. That makes a lot of sense because when we sat down and actually thought about it, we could really only count four cars that have been unrestored and totally complete as they were built in era, this being one of them. And we think the judges really were sold on that fact. So great job to Robin James once again for getting it up and running and show ready and presenting it to the judges because that's really what must have swayed them. So we were hopeful that we would have an uneventful trip back home, but not quite. Take a look at what happened here when we're just about an hour and a half outside of town. If you guessed properly, you already figured it out. The Mike Puma curse of exploding tires has struck again for another Undiscovered Classics adventure. The trailer, like most things here, kept up pretty well by Jeff and the team. So we know it wasn't a lack of maintenance issue, but in any case, we were able to safely get off the road. Thankfully, no damage to the fiberglass, no damage to the body. It looks worse than it is here in the photos. And once we got it home, we were able to get this taken care of just with some quick detailing. Despite being as prepared as we could, even with the spare tire, unfortunately, we somehow managed to not have the right tools for the job, which put us in yet another predicament. So we unhitched the trailer, Jeff and Craig hopped in, they headed down to the nearest O'Reilly's auto parts store. And while they were gone, I was magically able to replace the tire. Take a look at how I did that.
Had a little mishap along the way here on the way back, nothing major, but wonder what that loud noise was. Blew a tire. See how bad it is here. It did whip the car, but it's all just scuff marks. So that'll clean up. No damage to the fiberglass, no major nicks or anything. Just all, that'll rub out. Not too bad. Well, despite accounting for every possible scenario, we don't have the right tools to change the tire here. The lug wrench for the truck is too big. There's an O'Reilly's 3.5 miles down the road, so we disconnected the trailer. Jeff's going to go pick up a 4-way lug wrench, and we will be on our way pretty soon again here, hopefully.
So here's how I was able to change the tire on the trailer after Jeff and Craig left. I had some help. These great guys were just adjacent to us where we had pulled in to the gas station and saw the conundrum we were in and offered to help, which was great because for some reason we didn't have our impact gun or the proper tools here, like I mentioned. And these guys did because they were traveling for another automobile event. So they were totally loaded up with all the necessary tools. It's really great meeting these guys. They were a lot of help. I don't think Jeff and Craig believed my excuse that I have superpowers about changing tires as long as no one's looking. But in any case, we got back on the road, and thankfully, the way back for the remainder was mostly uneventful, although it took about 2 or 3 times as long as it should have because we had another issue. Unfortunately, the truck entered limp mode a few times along the way, which really hampered our ability to get up to reasonable speed. But we ended up getting home all in one piece, exhausted from another Amelia Island Concours in the books. And we're looking forward to the next one and maybe Pebble. So we'll see if we end up at Pebble Beach. And if we do, we'll cover it for you all there and we'll make sure the audio is better. Catch you next time.
Hey guys, Mike and Undiscovered Classics here. Hope you guys are enjoying the video that's queuing up. Just wanted to take a minute and say thanks for subscribing and following the channel. It really means a lot when you guys comment and share our videos. And to that end, a lot of the analytics we're seeing on the back end here in the YouTube Creator Studio is that we've got a lot of people watching videos, but not necessarily a lot subscribing. So I know it's annoying and everybody asks for it, but if you get the chance, subscribe to the channel, like, maybe even share the video, and love to interact with you in the comments. So appreciate it and enjoy.